Good morning, folks, and welcome back to the farm. Geez, another beauty of a morning here this morning. It's about 5:30. Sun hasn't quite come up yet, but it's just creeping on the edge of the horizon. Anyways, yesterday, one of our viewers commented on a video from a while back, actually, from when we built the hay feeders out of an IBC tote. And they were curious about how it was working, and specifically the tray underneath the V feeder. So if you don't recall, I'll try and leave a link to that video in the description here from the original. But yeah, so we took the tank out of an IBC tote cage, and then we cut the cage using a reciprocating saw, and then I just tacked the pieces together in a V, and then I cut the bottom out of that tank because the tank actually leaked. So I cut the bottom out of the tank, and then used a couple sheet metal screws actually to secure it to the base, so that it could catch hay as it was eaten, so that they would reduce waste. Now what I found is it's not without waste. Sheep are wasteful just by their very nature, but it does help significantly to reduce waste. So let's go have a look at it. First, I got to feed some bottle lambs, so you might get a quick look at that. Good morning, lammy lamb. So there's the V feeder actually in action. I put 3 square bales in there last night. You can see they've worked through them. The sheep have a unique way they always want to be in the center of the bale, never on the outside edge, and oftentimes that's what creates the most waste. So you can see the little plastic tray there catches the stuff that falls. Now, of course, there's some material on the ground. It's not, like I said, it's not the be all end all, but it definitely helps. Now, generally what I'll do is we also feed, you can see in this lick tank over here, this heifer is licking from, we feed a liquid molasses supplement. So generally around once a week, I'll actually pour a couple liters of molasses in with the square bales that I've got in the V feeder. And some of that drips down into the bottom tray, and then, lo and behold, they love the taste of that and they lick everything right up. So it most definitely does help to reduce waste. So one thing that was super important to me when we built this was reducing the chance of injury. So we tried a number of other types of feeders. We had a sliding feeder, we had a round tombstone feeder. We actually put cattle panel around, wrapped it around a bale. And yeah, a lot of things that ended up leading to sheep getting themselves in awkward positions. Hey, cow. So with the V feeder, it does not allow, like if the sheep's head is here, it can't put its front hooves up on there because of the V. The V just walks away from the animal, so it prevents them from climbing up on it. And then of course the hole size is just perfect for one of our full-grown ewes. They can get their head through there, but they don't get stuck. Whereas we found with using the cattle panel, I'm not sure, I think those are 5-inch squares, something like that. They can get their head through, and then oftentimes their ears get stuck, and then they pull against their ears, and then they're just bear trapped, and they just sit there all day. And then when you get home from work in the evening, or well, even if you're home, right, you might not, if they're on the back side of the feeder, you might not notice till you come out to do chores later in the day. Then you can see underneath there, we put salt, mineral, and any other kind of supplements that they need. In this particular case, they just got a blue salt, like a cobalt salt block. That's all they need right now, because they have that molasses lick tank, which is a 28% protein and mineral supplement. So, but it is a pretty good thing. Works good, nice and tidy, nice and neat, nice and compact. The thing is that, this has got a couple square bales in it, but I can still lift it up, right? So if my wife has to come out here, I don't have to worry about it. She can manhandle and maneuver this thing around the yard easily enough. If I just grab it with the little tractor if I want to move it from field to field. And I think it's a significantly better solution for square bales than some of the other stuff we've had. Now, if you're working with round bales, and this works really good up against the fence line there. You got a round bale posted there, and you got a bale fork, and you can just fork hay into it. You get about 4 or 5 forkfuls of hay in there, and they'll be good for the day. Now 3 square bales, like I said, 3 square bales, that's enough to feed, what do we got now? 22 ewes, 40 some lambs, and 2 heifers. and they'll probably lick that up over a day and a half. So every day I'm running out a little bit extra. I run out usually 2 bales one day and then 3 bales the second day, and they do just great on it. Anyways, if you decide to build one of these, it really is super easy. You can pick up these IBC totes pretty cheap. I've seen them at the auction mart for $100. I'm generally wouldn't recommend that. There's lots of industrial guys that'll just give them away because maybe there's a little bit of damage to a cage somewhere that they're not allowed to reuse them. Sometimes, you know, you find them at the landfill. Not suggesting that you go shopping at the landfill, but sometimes you do see them there, and if you're amicable with the person that's taking care of the landfill, maybe they'll let you take one home, but it's better to keep it out of the landfill than keep it there, in my mind. But yeah, super easy to do. Probably, I can't remember now how long it took me, but I wouldn't think more than an hour. It's not complicated by any means, right? A couple cuts with a recip saw, a couple zip zaps with the MIG welder, and boom, Bob's your uncle, and it works fantastic. So highly recommend it. Like I said, I'll try and leave a link to that video down in the comments section for anybody that's maybe just catching up to this for the first time, and you'll be able to build your own. Anyways, I got to clean up my bottle feeding gear here and get back in the house and get the kids up, because they got a dance recital here this evening. Well, Charlotte does. Finley can't even walk yet. She's not dancing. She can just boogie. But anyways, I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow.